Oh, there's Paul.
Hmm.
Those dolphins haven't moved since the last time we saw you.
Yeah, they kind of like the place. So this is it.
Oh, by the way, I transferred over the 2 programs that you gave to Derby.
Yeah.
Yeah, one is an epic, an hour and 50 minutes long. It was
Yeah.
like what, 7
Yeah.
gigabytes? 7 gigabytes of length. It's a big sucker.
Yeah. What's an MP4?
Are MP4 files bigger than MPEG-2s?
Yeah, there's more detail.
Okay,
That's
hopefully it works.
how they worked in the past. Anyway, Filetto is the guy that's going to be operating the console. Is that what you've heard?
What did you say about operating the console?
Filetto.
Filetto.
Filetto, yeah.
You're talking about the soundboard up on by the control booth?
Yes,
Oh, that's a first. I didn't know he knew all about that.
I didn't either.
How'd you find out?
Talked to Kathy. Oh, actually, I think I got the information from Anna. But I did talk to Kathy about my requirements. It
But
depends.
you have cables yourself though, right? You have different kind of cables to take with
I
you?
have the cables that connect to the console and to my device, yeah.
Yeah, but the connector at the console, is it an RCA jack, a 1/4 inch or 3/8?
The,
Spit it out.
I will, as soon as I get my faculties together. It's a XLR connector,
Oh, that's the one with the 3 prongs?
right.
Okay.
It's an output, so I connect to that. Guy Tanner, I think, was the guy from Mr. Cat. And he basically connected it fine, no problem. So I know it works.
Very good.
Now, since they're using in-house people, do the in-house people know how to operate the lights?
They are, or that's a question. Are you
That's a
making a
question.
statement?
A question. I wanted to know if they know how to operate the lights.
Did you ask them?
I'll ask him when I get there. Find out then.
We don't know who they are, so they didn't even tell us they wanted us to do these shows until Monday.
So, Paul, what's the difference about the in-house people versus the out-house people on the lights?
Mr. Cat was contracted to do everything. The sound hookup, guys on the stage, the projection, the lights, the whole bailiwick. I'm just wondering if using our in-house people will make a difference.
Hi, Jack.
That's my question.
Okay, I'm not answering your question right now. I'm doing something else.
Okay.
Give me a second. Jack, oh, he's connecting to his audio. Okay. I'm sorry, Paul. What was your question? You're still asking about who's doing what?
Yeah, basically in-house people are going to be operating the equipment. They're not contracting out like Mr. Cat group are.
We don't know. We don't know. Do you
Okay.
know, Joe? We don't know.
I don't care.
Yeah, as long as someone's doing it.
All right, we'll find out when I get there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, Paul, because they don't include us in their decisions at all. No,
Okay,
they don't solicit our opinions, and then they don't tell us what they decide about stuff. So we're on our own. Okay, let's welcome a new member, Jack Haskins. Can everybody see him?
yeah.
Wave your hand, Jack.
Hey,
There you
Jack,
go.
welcome.
I'm not sure if my audio is on for you.
It is on.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a curious person, I guess, Joe.
Okay.
I've tried to do things similar to this, but it was always trial and error. And so the fact that you folks have been doing this for a while,
Mhm.
I would just like to deal with your organization. And then when I have questions, I know I've got people who have probably done this before.
Okay. Well,
I'm-
joining our
I'm-
club will give you the opportunity to make many, many more errors.
Okay. Well, I'm fairly new. We've lived here for about 1 year now.
Uh-huh.
And I'm in a little bedroom because our home is under construction at the moment. So hopefully they won't be making too much noise.
Well, that's okay. In my mutual, they have the lawnmowers going, so it's
Okay,
it's
okay,
never perfect.
all right.
Well, welcome to the club, Jack.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Welcome,
the,
Jack. Jack, I'm one of the Mac users in the club, and Paul Bassett is also a Mac user. So what's are you using Windows or a Mac?
Mac is, yeah, I'm using an iPad mostly, and I do have an Apple phone also. I'm familiar with that compared to an Android, but I'm not techie if I don't want to give anybody that impression. That's why I would like to join an organization such as yours, because in the past I lived in an area where I could go to an Apple store and get information, but this is so close. I'd like to be able to go to people like yourself and ask a question.
Well,
Well,
Fred
welcome.
also teaches Apple classes, iPad classes and stuff.
Is that right? Okay.
Well, yeah, I've actually I have an iPad thing on another venue now, twice a
Okay.
month.
But he'll be willing to work with you one-on-one if you have questions.
Absolutely.
Fred?
Thank you.
Sure.
Right, Fred? He said sure. I don't know if he wanted to say sure or not, but before we get into any business here, let's just go around and say hello to everybody. Joe, do you have anything for us today? Not even hello?
No, not really. Oh, hello. For Jack, the people that actually do video work with the iPhone and the iPad, they actually do it, is Christina Vegas, who's not here today because she has another appointment, and Eric Nelson, who's not here with us today either.
Okay.
Those two are the expert in-house actual doers of videoing and editing
Okay.
with Apple products. So these guys are two very experienced individuals.
I think Luba's also on the Mac.
That's okay. So you got a whole bunch of people.
Great.
Some are more accessible than others.
Paul?
Good morning, everyone. And I'm gonna have to mute because the lawnmowers are doing it again. So, good morning.
Good morning. Fred, how are you?
I'm doing fine. My neighbor and the other neighbors, like 2 doors from me, 3 people are just getting over COVID. So how's everybody in their neighborhood, like in your immediate down the block, are doing?
Any comments on that? I don't have it.
No,
I don't have it.
Okay, good.
I haven't heard of any of our neighbors having it, but
If I see my neighbors outside, I don't go outside, so.
Yeah, well, we've all heard that there's a big surge in well, LA County, but of course we're
Yeah.
right next to
Yeah,
it. So,
Omicron 5 is supposed to be very infectious.
yeah. And there's lots of breakthrough infections. Vaccines don't seem to offer much protection against infection.
Charlie, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Everybody's doing well. From what I don't know if you guys know about Phil Mandeville was in the hospital. He still is, as far as I know. He may be coming home today, but we're not sure.
And how's Janice? Do you know?
I know I haven't talked to Janice. I guess you know about Terry Humphrey passed away yesterday.
No, I didn't know that. That's sad.
That's
She
about
had a
it.
lot of spirit.
Pardon?
She had a lot of spirit.
Oh yeah, she was
A
a
spunky
character.
type. Yeah.
Yeah, she was a character. We went on a few cruises with her and her husband when he was still alive.
Mhm.
But they were really nice people. She lived in our mutual here, so hopefully well, at least she didn't have to suffer. She had a stroke, from what I understand, and then passed away. And those of you that are here, remember tonight at 5 o'clock we've got our Zoom Tales. Come see us, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Good plug, Charlie. Bonnie.
Well, I'm very sad to hear about Terry because she and I were wonderful buddies over the years, and she's always wanted to do a video of all the things that she has created. So I guess I need to put that together as best I can for her family in honor of her. And Jack, it's a pleasure meeting you. And
Same yourself.
thank you. And you will love your friendships that you'll make through this club. Probably one of the most wonderful, down-to-earth group of people.
Right.
And I'm
You've heard
also,
from the publicity department now.
yes, I do. No, and I mean it from my heart. They're very giving. And I'm walking without a walker right now, so thank goodness for that and for all the friendships. So thank you. I'll turn it over to you.
Steve,
How you doing, everyone? I was just gonna say, Jack, that on Charlie's afternoon Zoom Tales that Eric comes on. He was one that uses a Mac. So if you be there at 5 o'clock this afternoon.
you'll get
And,
an invitation to that, Jack, at 1 o'clock today from me to the Zoom Tales meeting, which is another Zoom meeting that happens at 5 o'clock.
And what is that in reference to then, that Zoom meeting?
That's people in Leisure World that get together and just chat, tell stories,
I
listen to
see.
jokes, sing songs, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only peripherally connected to video producers. I mean, there's members, but everybody's invited.
yeah.
Irene,
Now,
how are you doing?
Well, I was gonna say, Gordon Smith might not be here today. He's taking Midge and her nephew and niece to Disneyland today. So
You?
no, Gordon Smith.
Yeah. But you're going?
No, Midge.
Okay.
Midge Bash. You know, you remember her,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joseph?
Yeah.
The radio woman.
Yeah, her nephew and niece, I think they're from Ohio, are here for a couple weeks. And they're going to Disneyland today with Gordon Smith.
Gordon's
That's
one
it.
of our members, Jack, and he works at Disneyland, and he's willing to take people from Leisure World there for free.
Oh,
Okay, so when you meet Gordon, you'll have a resource for that.
okay.
Irene,
Now,
did you get to speak yet?
No,
Well,
no,
go ahead.
everything is, yeah. Welcome, Jack. You're in a
Thank you.
good place here. Oh my gosh, you can't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to, with Gordon, let's see, Bonnie and I went, last year? And then I went a couple of, weeks ago. We went down there. And so, yeah, it was fun. Lots going on here in the leisure world. That's it. Oh, my mutual, I just, around here, I just haven't heard, everybody seems to be moving along. So I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
it.
Tonight is the Terriat show
Yeah.
at what, 8, 7:30, 8 o'clock?
7:30.
Irene, you're going to be part of filming that, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
good, good. Anna told me that you guys have 2 shows you're going to do. Ronstadt and Terriat, right?
Yes.
The Linda Ronstadt show and the Terriat show?
Yeah.
Okay. She said that Paul has absolutely refused to do anything else. And Anna has
Absolutely,
concurred. She's refused to
absolutely.
do anything else. And I believe that Michael will probably also refuse to do anything else. So I'm asking you, Irene, will you do something else? What,
Yeah,
any
I'd
other
be,
show with other group?
yeah, I'd be part of the team. Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's good to know.
Joe, what's involved in this filming? How is that done?
Okay, I'm gonna let Joe Osuna talk to that. Is that okay, Joe?
Sure. Okay, Jack, when we're doing, this event's gonna be today at 7:30. And we get there
Okay.
about an hour before for those that are assigned to help or volunteer to help. And we just basically use our cameras. Everyone has their own cameras except for maybe Irene's, she's probably gonna use the club camera. And we get positioned in different locations, and Paul happens to be our audio expert. So he's hooked up to the soundboard. He's got also a camera that's gonna take a real long wide shot. And Paul has volunteered on this particular shoot. He's gonna be the editor. So after we've done shooting the a program, we meet upstairs at the Video Producers Club loft room, and then we transfer all the stuff to Paul. And Paul's gonna have a big old thumb drive, and he's gonna collect it and take it home and work on it for days and days and days and days and weeks
Okay.
and weeks until he gets it ready. And that's basically it. So some of us that get assigned are backstage, and we can get side angles of the band playing. So we'll be backstage. We have little media tags that we're going to get to ID ourselves in case somebody wants to know why we're videoing them or videoing the event. And that's basically it, unless you had another question there, Jack.
You can use, the people who film can use a camera, they can use their phone, they can use their iPad.
So there's more than one person filming.
Yes, yeah. You might
okay.
be assigned one side of the stage or to follow certain artists. Or you might be assigned as the main camera,
Okay.
all right?
And you
The main
keep your,
camera is pretty simple because you just put it up and shoot a wide shot so that you can cut in from the other people's stuff to the
you
show.
keep the audio going. So you want the audio also
Yeah,
with it, then I assume.
Yes,
Okay.
Paul
Okay.
does the audio through the soundboard, but I don't think other teams are equipped to do that. Steve, you have a question?
I was going to say, somebody should tell Jack about the video producers room and the hours and what he can borrow from there, and the computers up there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, did you just tell him, or do you want to tell him? Or?
Well, I may not have all the facts.
Okay, we have a room at the top of the amphitheater where we have edit space for doing editing of shows or working on the computer or learning how to edit. We have equipment that members can use. Cameras, tripods, that kind of stuff. You have to come in on some day with one of the officers, and they'll check you out on the equipment to make sure you can do it. If you
Okay,
get approved for that you're able to handle it and you won't put it on upside down or forget it when you leave the show, you'll be approved and you'll have the combinations and the key to the door and able to use it anytime. We are
okay,
there in better health times from 10 until noon, Monday through Friday. But right now, we're not doing that. Some people are doing that by appointment. If someone wants to meet with someone, if you ask somebody to meet you, they might be willing to do that. Anything to add, Joe?
Yeah, because Jack uses Apple for has an Apple computer. Eric Nelson discovered by trial and error, when he uses his iPad and iPhones, his iPad, he purchased a dongle that hooks up to his iPad, and on the other side of the dongle is a USB that talks to the Windows computer. So he can transfer directly from the iPad to a Windows computer, and he uses a Windows computer to do his editing.
okay,
So the computers we have up in the loft, 3 are Windows and 1 is an old Mac, and Paul can tell you about that old Mac. But the 3 Windows computers have a version of PowerDirector 19, and so you're welcome to use that once you get checked out on that. If that's the way you want to edit. Otherwise, you can edit with your own Apple computer.
all right,
I would add that on an iPad and an iPhone, and a Mac also, there's a program called iMovie,
yes,
which is very good editing program. The next step up is one called Luma Fusion. I could put it in chat. It's like about $20, but it's much more powerful than iMovie, and not as powerful as, I don't know, Final Cut Pro or the Real Professional, but it's only like
Yeah.
$20, one-time purchase.
uh-huh. Okay. This is the type of information that I would like to get. I have used iMovie, or like that's trial and error type of thing. I made a couple short little videos, but like I say, for a 3-minute movie, I might spend an awful lot of time just because I didn't know what I was doing.
Well, there's lots of tutorials on YouTube. I don't know if you've looked at some of those. That'll help a lot, whether you're
Yeah.
using iMovie or LumaFusion. There's lots of tutorials, fortunately.
Okay.
And Fred, do you know how to open a chat?
Yeah, I put LumaFusion in the
Yeah,
chat.
I'm asking Jack. Do you know how to
Oh.
open the chat window?
No, I do not.
There should be an icon somewhere on your screen.
Are you on your iPad?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you have to go up in the upper right corner. Maybe there's like a more button or something,
There-
and it'll
there
drop
is.
down a menu, and one of the choices will be chat.
Okay, yes, there is. And you
All right,
hit
click
that.
that,
And the chat
and you'll
should
see the
open.
chat
Okay.
that Fred sent to tell you the name of the video
Yes,
editor.
LumaFusion. All right.
Right.
Now that'll stay there.
In the chat,
Well,
at least as long as it takes for you to write it down.
Okay, I'm gonna do something here in 1 second.
It'll stay.
I-
It'll stay for at least as long as the meeting.
Okay, I took a picture of it, so I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's possible
so-
also, Fred, you want to tell them how to download chat?
Well, I'm not so sure that that there's a save chat function in the iPad. I'm on my Mac right now, so
Okay,
I don't want to. I'm not sure on that.
You may see something in the chat box that shows a download symbol, so that you can just download the chat directly to your computer, but you can play with that.
Yes,
See what
I'll
happens.
just play with that, so,
Okay, all right.
okay, thank you.
You can also do a copy and paste from chat, I think, also.
All right.
So I usually do copy and paste to like notes or something
Okay.
like that.
Okay, anybody want to work on the ABBA show? Which is 7/14? Most of the videographers are not here today, you know. So I'll be contacting them to find out if they can do this. But the shows that are coming up are ABBA, Ronstadt, which is already covered, then Michael Bublé, but Michael Bublé is going to have his own video people. So we don't want to get in his way. They said we could do it if we wanted to, but as long as they're doing it, let them do it. Then there's Elvis on 8/4. It's not the real Elvis, guys. Paul McCartney, I've seen his show, Live and Let Die, this guy's show before, Live and Let Die. He's pretty good. Then there's Stone Soul. I don't know what that means. 8/18. I sent you guys this list in the mail, by the way. Do you have it?
Yes.
Okay.
Joe, I would be happy to do something on a couple of these shows. I just have to see how it's done on a few of the in the
Okay.
beginning. I'll come over and watch what's going on and then be happy to.
What if he came up there tonight? Could he get an overview from you, Paul? Or will you be too busy? Huh?
He can observe.
Yeah, you're welcome
Okay,
to come.
that's Paul do you see Paul up there, Paul Bassett?
Yes, I do.
Okay, he'll be at the top of the amphitheater on the top level, up where the sound equipment and all that stuff is. At what time, Paul?
I plan on being there at 6:30 to set up.
Okay, they'll be there beginning at 6:30.
And that's where your office is?
No,
Or-
he'll be on the outside. It is where our office is, but
Okay,
he's not going to be in the office. He'll be on the outside setting up the film.
okay.
Okay, Irene will
won't- I
also be
won't-
there. Do you see
Yeah,
Irene? Do you see Irene?
Yes,
Okay, she'll also be there.
okay. I
Okay,
won't
so you can
bother
observe
anybody.
which part you can observe which part she plays.
Right.
Okay,
You can
That's what
also, he can hang around with me too.
Okay,
Joe will be
but-
there.
all right.
Okay, so latch on to Joe. He'll talk to anybody anytime.
Okay, all right.
Okay, and I appreciate you saying that because we need help with this stuff. So,
Okay,
even just the come along guy who helps set up or anything would be of great value, but also
okay,
there's not much to shooting. If you have a tripod, you stick your iPad on it or your iPhone and
all
film,
right,
and then turn it over to the editor,
all right.
you know?
How many people are in your group? Roughly.
It varies.
Okay,
In an open meeting, when we were meeting in person, we usually got around 20 or 22 people, right?
really? Okay.
Got a question for Jack.
Yes,
Okay, Jack, do you have a tripod and a clamp for your iPad? So are you ready to video with that?
I don't have it here. We moved from Claremont, California, and I still have a lot of junk in that home. My daughter lives there. I do have a tripod there, but I don't have it like for tonight or anything. I can bring it though.
Well, it's not going to do any good if you don't have a clamp to hold your iPad.
Okay.
Unless Fred can give you some ideas of the.
Well, I have yeah, I was just gonna say, I have a gadget that, it's got this tripod screw fitting. It doesn't hold an iPad, but it holds an iPhone.
Okay.
So if you're interested in something like that, I don't know if it's maybe in the future. Yeah, maybe in the future, if not tonight. I mean, you could, if you're, I'll put my phone number in the chat, and if you're really interested, you can give me a call because I'd be more than happy to loan it out to you.
Okay.
And he's a
Okay.
good contact for any questions about iPad or iPhone. So once you get a hold of his phone number, don't let it go.
I mean, while we're on the topic, because I was just thinking about it the other day, I have a, what is it called? A gimbal, Osme gimbal.
Yeah, right.
And it'll hold any kind of smartphone, and I really don't use it, but it's here. And if somebody's interested in you borrowing it, I'm okay with that because I trust everybody here.
Okay.
It's got a little manual with it. It's not rocket science, but basically the way it works is it's like a Steadicam, poor man's Steadicam. You put your device in there and you can walk around and there's no up and down and bump movement and all that sort of stuff. So if somebody has occasion to need something like that, contact me. And again, that's something I'd be willing to loan out. Have to dig it out here someplace, but
Okay, a couple more questions for Jack. Jack,
Surely.
you also have an iPhone, right?
Yes,
An iPhone 6?
yes.
Okay, so.
Now, you can't ask me too many more questions because I don't, but I do know it's a 6.
Okay, so the iPhone 6 takes excellent video because my wife has one.
Okay,
And that particular phone allows you to download directly from the phone to a computer, because I've done that with her phone. Okay, other more advanced phones don't allow that. I know that Christina has an issue, and so does Eric, that they have to upload to the iCloud first, and then they get it from there, and then work on that video file.
okay.
But because you have an i6, that's easy to work with.
All right.
So all you need now is just a little clamp, and
yeah, you get them on Amazon. They're like $10 or less, something like
We
that.
have some up in the cabinet up there.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
yeah, there's those little tripods, those three-legged small tabletop tripods and the little clips.
Yeah, there's also little devices that fit iPhones. Eric Nelson has one, and it just hooks into your power port, and it's a directional microphone, and it picks up reasonably good audio instead of just from the camera. So you need to talk to Eric Nelson and go to one of his shoots, and you can see how he sets up with his iPhones.
Yeah.
This one that I'm holding here is one for my Android cell phone, and it takes good, decent audio. Okay, so just show up today, and we'll go over all that stuff.
Okay, great. I know 2 years ago, we took a trip to Ireland and I took a lot of film. And when I got back, I made a video, but I Mickey Moused everything. And I made my own little gadget to put on a tripod, but it wouldn't work walking around much. It's just made out of wood and things like that, but it worked pretty well for what I was doing.
Most of our shooting is stationary on a tripod.
Okay.
The vast majority of it.
Or
Yeah.
on a gimbal that will steady the camera.
Yeah, these are the things I'd like to learn.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have to know it all by tonight.
No, but you
Yeah,
said the
you have
word.
Fred's phone number. Ask him when you can come over and borrow his gimbal.
Okay, the word gimbal, I don't even know what that is. So that'll tell you.
It'll tell you in the directions.
Okay.
Well,
It's something that steadies the camera so that no matter what you do with the handle, it maintains its vision.
yeah, so
Okay.
you can walk around taking a video with your phone, and you can walk and there isn't this, it smooths out the movement, so there's not this jumpiness that you normally have if you're just trying to hold your camera and walking down the street.
Okay.
Just to correct that just a little bit, it does not correct the fourth thing. It does not correct steps. You got to be careful when you walk. Take very gliding
Yeah, you want to shuffle.
gliding steps.
Yeah,
But it controls this way.
yeah. Yeah, and around here, we have nice smooth sidewalks. It's not like you're hiking or something. So you can kind of shuffle along a little bit.
Yeah, but you have to shuffle because it doesn't control that
Yeah.
movement. Anyone else have any more thing to load Jack down with?
I have one little quick question. I've been on just a couple of Zoom meetings. I used to belong to what they call the Mac Club in the city of Claremont.
Uh-huh.
And at one point, they had to go to Zoom meetings. The background that you folks, most of you have, I know I used that at one time. I don't know how to bring it up on my screen.
Again, you have one of those menus. It could be on your iPad. It could be more or someplace. Then there's a thing called virtual background.
I see right now, background and effects. All right.
And the iPad's pretty powerful. So unless it's really ancient, you should be able to use one.
Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah.
Try it now. See what happens.
Okay.
Because they have some already. They have some stock virtual backgrounds should be available there.
Okay. Yeah, I see something right here. So I'll just, there you go.
Yeah, we're seeing something. There's like
Now
a little.
Oh, okay. I got part of it anyway.
Yeah, you're on the right track. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I'll just mention that I'm not sure if you're familiar, but you can start a Zoom meeting by yourself,
Okay.
up to 40 minutes long, and try all that stuff out.
Okay.
As practice rather than at a meeting.
Right.
Yeah, you can practice solo, or you can, like when you talk to Fred, just Zoom them instead of telephoning him.
That's true.
All right.
Yeah.
Tell him you're going to call him and tell him I'm going to Zoom you, Fred, and practice.
All right.
And,
Yeah, and I have a commercial account or whatever they call it, a pro account or something. So.
Okay.
yeah, I think that the free meetings have been cut to 30 minutes, but just as a point of information.
Well, we talked about it before. If that comes to be a problem, we can use my account.
Or mine or Joe's.
Yeah. Okay, so we got no problem with that.
Yeah. Or Charlie's. Charlie, you have the pro account?
No, I use the 40-minute one.
Okay. It still works for 40 minutes?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. I thought I read something that they were going to 30, but.
Oh, as far as I know, it's still 40, but seems like it runs that long.
It drags and drags. No, just kidding.
Comes on, tells you got 10 more minutes at one point.
Oh,
It
yeah.
only seems like an hour when it's 40 minutes.
Go ahead, Bonnie.
Fred, are you still doing Get Set Up and one of your classes?
Yeah, there's been some changes that get set up. Some, I don't know, good ones, bad ones. What they've done is they've taken all the, what we call interest groups that are done by volunteers, and they put them over in a new section called the club. And it's only 3 days that we've been doing that over there, and there's been some glitches. But so I have a thing called iPad Get Together at, I'll put it in chat, getsetup.io is for those not familiar with it. And so the next one's going to be July the 20th at 3 p.m. And I've had some conversations with some people, and because there's not that much demand, I'm going to be talking with the Get Set Up people about doing something like just a technology session where we can talk about, people got problems with their computers or their phones, rather than focusing on iPad, because it'll serve a bigger audience. So we'll see how, I'm waiting for them to work out the bugs, because like I had my class the other day and somebody said there was 10 people signed up, and only one person was able to get through. So they're having, it's a new thing they're doing now. So they're working out the bugs out. So for people that may be interested, I'll put that link up in chat.
A
Thank you,
question
Joe.
would be, you're gonna film these concerts. What is done with that, once it's complete, once Paul edits it? Where does it go? Is it,
It's, go ahead, Paul.
Well, we can upload it to YouTube or Vimeo or wherever. You can make a DVD copy to hand out. And then
Okay.
you also can create a video file that you can upload to SBTV3 here, which is the local Seal Beach cable channel.
I have a question. Do any of these get put up on YouTube?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, I thought so. Yeah.
yeah. When Paul talks, he's telling the truth. You can listen to that.
Unlike most of us.
well, most of the people here, you make your own videos for your own purposes and,
It depends. You're kind of at liberty to work on your own videos, to work on group videos with what? I thought I heard someone talking. You're at liberty to make your own videos, you know, the way you want to, whenever you want to. You're at liberty to work in groups. We come up with ideas that people can do and different things that, you know, we look in the newspaper, you go through the newspaper, there'll be events happening that you can work on. There
okay,
was just the car show on Sunday.
right.
Joe did the car show and the band after. Those videos are all up. Joe, do you want to share your YouTube account in the chat here? So,
Yeah, I'll send it to, okay, I'll do that.
okay. Just share
I-
his YouTube account and you can see the
Yeah.
videos.
I did see some that I guess Joe did of the band playing on a YouTube clip. That's why I was curious about this.
Yeah,
That they want these concerts filmed, but I'm wondering what do they do with them once they film them?
well, Paul just told you what we do with them.
Yeah,
And plus, we provide a copy of the show to the artist. And I have here USB 32 gig,
Flash drives.
yeah, memory sticks that will be up in the club room.
Okay.
Anybody doing a concert can take one so that they have something to give to the artist once they're done editing. Okay? So you don't have to search around for your own or worry about if it's big enough or if you have to erase all your stuff from one so you can use it for that. They'll be club provided. These things, what are they, Fred?
Flash drive.
Flash
Uh-huh.
drive, 32 gigs. They'll be on the table with the badges.
They all
we
go
ever
on
get the
channel
badges.
3 too.
What?
They go on channel 3 too.
Yeah,
okay.
SBTV3.
Yeah, and I think there's a special format which the regulars that do that know what they've got to, how they have to prepare those for the television.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, I posted it on chat,
Okay.
Jack, if you want.
Joe's got his YouTube channel posted there. So if you want to shoot a shot of that, so that you have it.
And there's other people in the club that have YouTube channels as well. And they
Okay.
post their stuff on there. And the reason it goes to SBTV3 and YouTube is because we share our work with those that are not able to attend the amphitheater shows. Okay, because the amphitheater only hosts about 2,000 people at max. And there's 9,000 plus residents in Leisure World.
Okay.
And some people are housebound.
Yeah, so that's how they can enjoy the events, Jack.
Is that a beer, Charlie?
No, it's frozen lemonade.
Oh.
So, well, so for the Thursday one, that the ABBA one, which is what next week? Is that the
ABBA
one
is
you're-
this 14th, yeah.
You know, that one, it's gonna be tough for me to make, because I'm on my way back from Santa Barbara.
Well, we
Yeah,
got to
just-
try to get Eric or one of, or I'll make
David,
some calls to those guys and see if we can get them hooked in. But then we've got Irene who's willing to volunteer, right?
Yeah,
Irene?
and also,
Yep.
and then also Christina volunteers too.
Okay.
I'm
Christina.
not speaking for her, but generally she is available.
Well, I'll say, Joe said you're available.
Yep.
Joe promised me you'd be able to do this and don't try to get out of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Um,
Or else.
And we'll try to put together a team for the ABBA thing. Then after that, we should be able pretty easy to pull together a team, right, Joe, you think?
Yeah. Yeah, for Linda Ronstadt, we got enough volunteers. If we
Okay.
have Irene and if we have Christina again, and if we have Jack on by that time, he's gonna be fully trained.
Yeah, give it a shot, go out there and shoot some stuff. If the editor
Okay.
can use it, fine. If he can't, at
All
least
right.
you've given it a shot, So don't,
Surely.
also when they're shooting, if, when the show starts, don't talk to the camera people because they're recording. Okay. Okay, I'm just worried about getting these shows filled up, but I think we'll get it because everybody here is so cooperative that we'll have teams. People are just shy to say, I'll do it right in front of the whole crowd here. But they'll show up eventually. Joe, can you meet me up at the room today,
Sure, what time?
after this meeting?
Oh, sure. So
11:20, 11:30 or something?
okay,
You want to
11:20.
pick up the badges or I'll pick them up? What do you want to do?
Yeah, okay, I'll go pick them up at Tommy Filetto's office.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And I'll bring them up, I'll bring them up there.
Okay, and I'll bring the thumb drives, flash drives.
Well, okay, I know that Paul's going to have a big old thumb drive for us to use to stuff all our stuff into his, right, Paul?
All 256 gigabytes.
That's plenty.
These
we're
are only
all-
32, but. Okay, everybody
Yeah.
happy?
yeah, and I think you guys aren't shooting like in 4K or some big format like that, or are you?
Why do you say that, Fred?
Well, I don't
Yeah,
know.
why?
I'm asking. It's a question.
Oh, yeah, David Wolf does.
Okay.
And if
David Wolf will do that till the day he dies, no matter how many times you tell him it's going to be reduced to 1080p.
And his files are massive.
Well, that was my point, is when you shoot in 4K, and especially if you're not producing in 4K, it seems like overkill, and then you have issues of file size.
Yes. And
Yeah.
and we've asked him, you don't have to shoot in 4K, David. You can reduce it down to half. It's up to David. It's his equipment. Oh, by the way, Jack, we're talking about 2K and 4K. Somebody's
That's
got-
Yeah,
Bonnie.
we're picking
Bonnie's
up some
lighting up.
interference from somewhere.
yeah, it was Bonnie.
Oh, yeah, it was Bonnie. It's always Bonnie.
It's always Bonnie. Yeah, it's always.
Usually Dave.
Yeah, Yeah.
Or because David's not here, it's usually David, but Bonnie took his place. So Jack, anyway, the 4K, just to give you an idea, the community channel SBTV3 only transmits in standard definition. The Spectrum, well, cheapskate Spectrum, who is required by law to run a public community channel, and Spectrum transmits in high definition. They won't do it for community channels. There's a political game going on. So
Okay.
standard definition is piss poor for television right now.
Right.
So, but SBTV3, when we submit stuff to them, they only want it in high definition at 1280 by 720. That's all they want. And it transmits on standard. But they live stream it on the internet as well, SBTV3, and that picture comes out beautiful. At,
Oh,
1280 by
okay.
720, it's live stream on the internet, and the audio is excellent on the live stream versus the television, which is horrendous audio, bad audio.
Okay.
So for the people here that are listening to this, you don't watch it on cable. You watch it on internet. On live streaming. Go to their website, click on their logo, it'll live stream whatever is being broadcast at the time. That's that simple. And you
I
get
know I've been taping the Channel 3 in hopes to see things that maybe some of you folks have done. And it is very poor quality.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
broadcast problem. That's not us.
No.
Always.
Yeah.
Should have seen.
Once in a while, it is us. But
You think that's bad? Superwire was worse.
you have to worry about Superwire anymore. It's
Nope.
gone.
And I don't know if we're going to make much progress on the Interact communications thing, but we're still waiting to meet with them.
Okay, there's a there's going to be a meeting on the 11th of July with the presidents of the mutual. So they're going to meet with Interact and they're going to have their information thing. Then later on, according to Massetti, there's going to be a town hall.
Who have we got now with?
Bonnie,
Get yourself, Bonnie.
I don't know what's going on because
see, now it's gone. As soon as she hits the
Yeah.
mute button, it's gone. So according to Nick Masati, he says there'll be a town hall meeting for all the residents of Leisure World. So that's the only information I got.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a town hall meeting coming up, but it's for the what? The
Presidents on the 11th.
the
it's-
presidents. They're in person with this guy. No actual people are there. Just the mutual presidents. But I think we'll be able to see it if we want to.
That's up in the air. Tommy Toledo wasn't sure if they're going to live stream it or not. I talked to Tommy about
Okay.
that. At least the president one. I don't know about the town hall one. For all the residents, that's a different animal.
Okay, Kathy, well, I won't take what Joe said to be the honest fact.
Yeah, well, I got corrected because originally we thought, and when I was talking to Joseph Valentinetti, there was a request for us to videotape the town hall meeting of all the residents. And we thought that was going to be the 11th of July. Well, there was a miscommunication to us. And it turned out, and they were miscommunicating between themselves. And it turned out that, no, it's not a general town hall meeting. It's just for the presidents. So we backed out of that.
So we're not renaming the Department of Recreation, the Department of Communication? Okay, people, great to see you. Glad you came. Get in touch with each other if you have questions for individual people who can be of help to you here. And Joe, go ahead, Charlie.
Just to let you guys remind you, Cabaret has a show Saturday night at Clubhouse 2. Doors open at 6. It shows at 7 o'clock. David and Irene will be filming it. And last Sunday, I went to a performance at the community church. There was a barbershop quartet called the Accidentals. Matter of fact, Jen was there, Joseph. And they were fantastic. They put on a great show. They talked a little too much, but their singing was fantastic.
We'll try
Bonnie,
to get you
mute
to be
yourself,
baptized
Bonnie.
after we're done.
Huh?
Mute yourself, Bonnie. I got feedback.
I don't understand what's going on with it.
Well, we just hear it. I don't know either.
Yeah, sometimes if they're out here using their two-way radios, you can get some interference, but okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll get together these teams and shoot these shows. Jack, you're welcome to go to any of the shows to learn stuff or to actually film some
Okay.
stuff and see what happens.
Do you have these Zoom meetings every week,
Every Thursday.
every Thursday at this time?
Exactly.
In the past, you met in a clubhouse at some time, or is it
Right.
always been? Okay,
No, we used to meet in Clubhouse 3,
okay,
but since the pandemic, we haven't been meeting in person. And
okay,
since the pandemic doesn't seem to want to give up,
Yeah.
we have a poll here just before we have a regular meeting to decide whether we want to meet in person or not.
all
It's
right,
always no, okay? Most
okay,
people, it just takes one person who's careless about their stuff. And we got a whole new generation of pain in the ass young people coming in here.
yeah,
Those just 55-year-olds and who are bouncing around here on springy step, and they're just a
Yeah.
pain in the ass. The pain
Yeah,
in
when
the
you
ass.
get old enough, your kids can live in this community.
yeah. Well, I appreciate you folks letting me in. I'm curious about this, so
Yeah, we welcome
I'll-
you.
I'll try
welcome.
not to get in anybody's way.
Okay, Paul, did you hear that? Just say, hey, Jack, you're in the way. Move over there.
Okay.
All right, guys.
All right,
See you next
thank
week.
you. All
If you
right,
have any
Okay.
questions
See
or
you at 5
problems,
o'clock,
contact
guys.
one of us.
okay.
Okay, see you at 5.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, Joseph, see you about 11:20.
Okay, I'll leave here in a little while, a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, I do it.